What is up? Yeah, nobody was counting on me going live tonight because I did not plan to go live tonight. Let's just see if anybody shows up in the chats. We'll just see if somebody shows up in the chats, or if y'all are all in a candy coma. I know. I mean, I was out with my kids, the youngest ones, uh, doing that whole trick or treating deal around the neighborhoods. Hey, there's Eagle Scout EDC. What's up? And Neil, good to see you. I was hoping. I asked Eagle Scout EDC a little bit ago, about 20 minutes ago. I was like, hey, do you think I might just go live? Do you think many people will show up in the chats and pop in for it? And he's like, dude, go for it. So here we are. Here we are. So again, like I said, had a couple of the youngest kids. There's Marco, and there's the wife. Give me a minute to answer her call. I swear that like Mrs. Urban just likes to call me on her way home from places at night, and it always seems to be at night. It's almost always at night. She calls me on her way home and says, "Yeah, did you hear about? Did you know that I almost got hit by so and so, or you won't believe the accident that I just avoided?" And da da da. Da. And I'm like, "Well, you didn't get hit, right? You didn't get in an accident, right? All right. Well, then get off the phone with me and focus on making it the rest of the way home without getting in another near accident, right?" So I don't know. Do all females do that? Do all ladies do that with their spouses? Like call them in the middle of freaking way home and say, "Hey, did you know that I almost got ran over by da 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 da?" Tonight it was apparently a police officer that almost hit her. I don't know if that would be her fault or the police officer's fault. I tend to not ride in the vehicle with her if we're going somewhere together. I'm like 99% of the time the one that's driving, doing the driving. Um, I feel a little more comfortable that way, I guess. I don't know. What do y'all think? How do y'all have to deal with that too? Do y'all have to deal with that? Hilariously, I got myself some water right before popping into the live, and then I also made myself a slightly mixed drink. It's mostly got the bourbon in it. I left that in the kitchen. Let me grab that real quick. Y'all, y'all talk amongst yourselves. Share your carry for the day. Since it was Halloween, what did y'all carry for Halloween? If you saw, I posted on Instagram what I carried today. And we're going to, as soon as I get back from grabbing my drink, we're going to talk about that and talk about other great spooky Halloweenish type EDC items and knives that would have been good options for me to have carried today as well. But let me go grab my drink real quick. Yeah, I'm live. All right, got my drink. Now we can proceed. So if you don't know this fixed blade, this is the El Pionero by Tops, and if you can see in the handle is a skeleton. Y'all see the skeleton? See the head up here at this end, and then the body, the spine, the arms, and then down to the legs. Yeah. So the El Pionero from Tops, made in USA, and I think it's 1095 carbon steel is usually what Tops throws on their knives. This thing is like a paring knife and a steak knife. Uh, had a baby that wanted to be a Army Ranger, Navy SEAL. Very stabby, pokey. Yeah, this is one wicked freaking blade, and a great piece for Halloween carry. So yeah, so I carried this ulti clip, and it went in the pants pocket in my jeans. Is the mag pouch pocket for your pew pew magazines to go in. It goes in. It slides into that pocket beautifully and works really well being in that pocket. That's it's a great knife for that. What I also could have gone with for a Halloweeny type fixed blade is this guy, and I can't remember the name of it. I can never remember the name of it. It's was it Best Damn EDC or something or another? I forget who makes it and what its name is. I'm terrible, but it is very with the battle finished blade, all beat up and everything. Yeah, this thing is awesome. I can't wait to take this thing camping and use the heck out of it. I did get, even though it is really sharp, it's knowing and I believe it's in 154 cm. I'm not, or no, I think it's 80 CR actually. I want to say it's 80 CR. So I know I'm going to need to sharpen it, so I had to get some of those sharpening attachments for my sharpening system, my Lansky system. That's for recurved blades. So I had to get some specific stones in order to be able to touch this up after I put it to some good use. But great taco sheath. Hashtag taco sheaths are the best, or for life, or whatever. Yeah. Love the taco sheaths. Definitely the better way of doing it. Not always the best sheath design for every single blade out there, but for the most part, your taco sheaths are the way to go. All right, let's share what you guys carried since I asked the question, and you guys are spitting it out here. Neil carried a large off-grid enforcer, Gerber US1. What? How do you like that Gerber US1? A tiny sog on the keyring. Yep, always. Who does, out of all of y'all right now, do any of y'all not carry a tiny little keyring knife on your keys? I do. I absolutely do. Neil does. I can't imagine. I can't, like, ever since I had my own car and my own set of keys, I put one on there. Usually 90% of the time, it was one of your little sack SD classics. Your little SD classics by Victorinox. But then I started to play around with some other little ones, and now I don't have an SD Classic on my key rings anymore. I have a different type of little mini multi-tool on there, and I'm not going to tell y'all what it is because that's a future video. I'm testing some new ones. But let's see the rest of Neil's of Fallamov Mini Light, S&W M&P and Shield 9. Oh, you went hard in the paint. Were you going down some sketchy streets? Were you doing some trick or treating in the ghetto? I shouldn't be saying ghetto. I really I shouldn't. I am not the kind of white privileged person to say anything about the ghetto. All right, Eagle Scout EDC carried. Oh yeah. I saw. I would say either my Slick Knives 3.5 or my AD 20.5. That even the AD 20.5 is actually fairly thin. Slick Knives 3.5. What does the Slick Knives 3.5 look like? Hold on, I gotta look that up. Slick. I forget what that looks like. Oh, okay. I didn't know you had one of these. So shows how much I've been paying attention, with way too much crap on my mind these days, and way too many little projects going on. Yeah, I'm pretty scatterbrained these days. But cool. How do you like that Slick Knives 3.5? Boominati! What's up, Blue? How you doing, man? The US 1 is your favorite secondary carry? Really? Did not know that. We just learned something new. The Gerber US 1 is very similar. Yeah, isn't that similar to the Lawman? Oh, still. Sorry. I had a brain fart. I have a lot of brain farts. Damn, I'm getting old. Yeah, they've got some similarities going on. Yeah, definitely similar knives. Almost identical vibes. Like very, very similar knives. Everybody's just saying hey to each other. Yes, happy Halloween, Joe. Joe K in the house. How you doing, brother? I'm trying to play off of my phone a little bit of background Halloween music. I don't know if y'all are hearing much of that, or if it's causing ear interference. Y'all let me know. But I was trying to, just be in the mood, in the spirit. So yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear it. I was just kind of trying to use it to fill some dead space and whatnot. So all right, let's go through some of the other knives. Those were two fixed blades, Halloween fixed blades that I would that I own, that would make good Halloween carries, because they're just kind of spooky-ish, rustic. The one's got the skeleton on it. The other one's just got that blade that looks like it's ready for a zombie apocalypse. Here's one, a Benchmade nonetheless. Oh yeah, Zach's not here, but Zach stuff you would love seeing this one. This is a mini Crooked River, not the full size. It's the mini, which is big enough. I mean, look at that. That's full handle on the blade. But this one is a limited edition. I know it's freaking backwards with y'all, but Ultimate Experience 2018 limited edition, number 345 out of 500. 345 out of 500. And then I put the little mini deep carry clip on there because I enjoy on these Benchmades. I enjoy that mini deep carry clip because it just, for me, with the grip and the way my last two fingers, my pinky and the next finger, kind of just rest on the clip like so, and then the rest of the hand goes right there. Pretty much basically every Benchmade that I have, that mini clip, fits onto my fingers, fit onto it in almost exactly that exact way on every single one of them. So that's one thing to be said about the Benchmates that I own. All seem to be right that 3.15 inches to 3.75 inches. But yeah, just because this thing's all black blade, black bolster, dark handled. This is like a paper micarta almost, and blackout backspacer, G10 backspacer, and the black mini clip special edition. Just kind of a little Halloweeny. Got a nice little bolster or pivot collar there. So yeah, nice Halloweeny type carry. Well, let's go ahead and then, of course, another excellent Benchmade that would be great for Halloween carry is the Freak. Freaky. It's the Super Freak, the big guy with the M4 blade, coated M4 blade. As you can see, I got that little mini clip on there again. That's my favorite clip out of all the Benchmade clips. I don't care for any of the others really, but yeah, little pop of red. Look at the liners on the inside for that pop of red, and red barrel spacers. It's a pretty sick knife. Yeah, pretty sick knife. And yeah, so those are the two Benchmades that I own that I feel would be good Halloween carries. Another, again, going with the black theme. How about the Basilisk, all blacked out? Yeah, boy. Yeah, I got quite a few people in here. Yeah, this is an excellent knife. Damn Designs Basilisk. Yes, Riley had a good time. He's 8 years old. He got to go trick or treating and wear a costume, and people complimented the hell out of his costume. Yes, they thought it was really cool. Cassie, despite the flames on the above the eyes kind of being awkward, she did a good job. Besides that, she did a pretty good job. All right, moving along.
I got Mardi Gras beads.
Mardi Gras beads? Why would you get Mardi Gras beads?
Because that's what the theme was for the band.
For the band?
Yeah.
On Halloween?
That's what their theme is for their song.
Oh, it's silly. All right, let me focus on this. I'm glad you're home. I'm happy that you made it home safe without any cops running you over.
Yeah, he tried.
All right, so I've got two finches here that are got some Halloween vibes.
Is this Riley's bucket of candy?
There's several buckets of candy over there, things over there, aren't there? Yeah, so I can't see, so I couldn't tell you which ones.
The one that's in the popcorn.
Yeah, the popcorn one I'm pretty sure is just Riley's. All right, so here's a couple finches. The top one is the finch Shiv. Yep, and then the bottom one, which is quite a number of people's one of their favorite finches, I know Aries EDC Scott was talking about the just yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, how he really wishes that he could get a hold of one of these Finch Hellfires. Yeah, the Hellfire is sweet. I really dig the Hellfire, especially in this color combo, black blade and bolster, and then the black and red carbon fiber, and the fact that the crest glows, just kind of adds to the Halloween spookiness. If anything glows, right, that works well for Halloween. And the Finch Shiv here with the jade semi-translucent jade G10 handle and black blade, kind of just giving off those Halloweeny glowing vibes. Real cool, right? Right. So awesome finches right here. Excellent finches for Halloween carry. And then one of the the one that I carried this evening, or half of the day, second half of the day. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Just had to simmer down the peanut gallery over there, talking about all their candy scores. But yeah, so the Voodoo, the No Knives Voodoo, is an excellent carry. And if you didn't know, this was just their regular brown micarta, and I did that deep dark blue, like midnight blue color, dyed it, which fucking looks perfect with the name being of the knife being a voodoo, like a deep dark blue, midnight blue, just seemed very fitting. And then I also acid washed the blade to that gray, and it came out pretty sick. I absolutely love this damn knife, and if I didn't have so many other sweet knives, I'd carry this thing more. I really love those thumb studs and the cutout milling here makes it sweet for all your flicking fun. And these triangular thumb studs are sweet. If you haven't handled a voodoo yet, you need to handle a voodoo. It is by far the best design from Null Knives. My opinion, but many people would agree with me on that. Another great Halloween carry is the Remet. I think this is the swordfin or swordfish or something or another, but it's their gravity knife with the black titanium handle and black DLC blade. And I gotta say, I've I've mentioned it before, but like the first time I picked this up and saw it, I could have sworn that was a carbon fiber inlay or onlay, but it is not. That is pure milling work right there, and it is textured, and it looks like it's 3 dimensional, but it's only 2 dimensional. But that is freaking sick how they did that. It looks so wicked cool, and yeah, I absolutely love it. And then that's a DLC blade done in M390, but I know that Remet does a good job with M390. Sharif can chill out on that because Remet knows what they're doing with M390. He needs to calm down. He needs to calm down. Calm down about his M390. We all know, those of us who know how much he despises companies that do a shit job with M390 and then charge premium price for it. Here's another sweet knife, a little bit smaller of a knife, but definitely full grip for most people's hands. But this is the Kaiser Feeweed, and it's got that purple and black uh, carbon fiber inlays with a black harpoon blade. Yeah, this is a sweet knife. And again, anything that's got purple and orange in it, right? For Halloween works. Anything that's got purple and orange works for Halloween. The other knife, let me grab it. That you, if you saw in my first Instagram post this evening, was this little Rough Rider Halloween edition. I forget what year they came out with this one. They dropped this one. But this is a little slippy joint. It's 440 steel, stainless steel. So they put 440 razor sharp steel on that blade. Of course, a mirror polished, high polished. I wouldn't call that a full blown mirror polish. That's just a high polish to me. But it's got the two blades. Doesn't really have a half. These don't have a half stop on them. Here's the little itty bitty blade. But yeah, when they sold this, when they had this for sale, however many years ago it was, the handle material was a bone white with the Headless Horseman guy, and there are two Halloween characters per se that are my favorite. One of them, number one, is the Headless Horseman. Number two is Bigfoot. Okay, the rest of them can suck it. No, in all seriousness, I absolutely love the Headless Horseman. I love the story of the Headless Horseman. Just about all of the movies, films that have been done off on the story of the Headless Horseman are really good. I liked for high school most. I think I not my freshman year, but the rest of my sophomore, junior, and senior year. Every year when I carved my pumpkin at home, I did the headless horseman carving on my pumpkin, and just with 3 years of doing it, 3 years in a row of doing it, I was pretty good. I'm a pretty good pumpkin carver. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty darn good. I can do a good job. And yeah, so the Headless Horseman is my man. I just love that story. What's y'all's favorite Halloween characters? Who in here is anybody a big Dracula fan? I know Bigfoot's not really totally a Halloween character, but he fits in with the gang, right? Right? Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. Maybe some of y'all would disagree, but I like Bigfoot during Halloween time, and the biggest reason why I enjoy Bigfoot around Halloween time is because of a personal incident, a family story from long ago when I was a wee little young lad in Cub Scouts on a Cub Scout campout on a Halloween weekend. Yep, it was Halloween weekend. I was probably 7 or 8 years old. Like I said, for a Cub Scout campout in the North Georgia mountains. And the story basically goes, short version is, we were all sitting down at night around the campfire, or most of us were there around the campfire, listening to one of our scout leaders read some ghost stories from a book. He had a book of ghost stories, and he was reading ghost stories. And as he was reading ghost stories, all of a sudden, from maybe about 30, 40, 50 yards away at best, probably 40 to 50 yards, something big rustled in the trees, just right there at the edge of camp, there by the tree line. We heard something big rustling around, and some noises coming from it. and then all of a sudden, this big gorilla-looking like man creature came jogging out of the woods at right towards us, and making a whole bunch of noise, and scared the heck out of us for like the first maybe minute and a half, and we all kind of, most of us just ran away from this creature at first, and then we kind of just were like, something clicked in a couple of us heads, uh, that we should get it, we should try to capture it. And so it went from being afraid of it to, hey, let's get it and capture it and kill it. And we'll make headlines in the newspaper. So uh, during this whole like 2 to 3 minute ordeal, it happened very fast, although it didn't feel like it did. In all of this, I'm thinking, I'm standing, I stop and try to collect myself, like confused by what's going on. And I'm like, where's my dad? Where is my dad? Because I'm eight or 7, 8, 9, maybe 9 years old, and I've known my dad long enough at that point to know that he's a little bit of a trickster, that he likes to do pranks, that he likes to have a lot of fun and joke around, uh, and seize opportunities. So, like, I wasn't sure if it was my dad, but it made me like, where's my dad in all this? Like, why isn't my dad right here with us? Why these ghost stories are being read? So I started to have a suspicion that it might have been my dad dressed up like this big gorilla thing. And then right then and there, as my mind's drifting towards that, and like 4 or 5 kids are trying to tackle my dad, another one of the kids, he was like, he was a good friend but not one of my best friends at the time. He comes out of his tent like 15, 20 yards away. He pops his head up out of his tent and he points at the gorilla guy and goes, "Oh, that's Mr. Brinkman." This is my last name. So yeah, so he apparently knew somehow a whole lot faster than I did. It totally clicked in my head, in his head, before it did in mine, exactly who that was. But yeah, so my dad pretended to be Bigfoot and scared the crap out of us as kids, and so that was a fun weekend. A great practical prank that my dad did that he pulled off very well. He is skilled enough to pull just about all of his pranks off like that, but it made a memory forever in my heart and in my mind, uh, and that I absolutely cherish. That my dad was just so cool and so crazy to do that, and do it successfully. So that's, yeah, that's part of why I love Halloween. I guess another part of it is just because my birthday's at the beginning of the month, and then Halloween's at the end of the month. So, and who doesn't like candy, and who doesn't like spooky stuff? I know, plenty of people don't like spooky stuff, but yeah. So I just, Halloween's one of my cherished holidays. That one and Christmas, and I like, who doesn't love, most people like Christmas out of all their holidays. Easter's meh, doesn't make a whole lot of sense with bunny rabbits and eggs. New Year's is like a silly adult thing for adults that love to party and just need a goofy excuse to go party and drink at parties and dress up all fancy and act sleazy. But hey, Burnt Relic, good to see you. The music isn't bothering anybody. It's not interfering, is it? I don't think anybody answered me on that when I asked that. let's and then for Hanks, I did not include the photo of my carry. I forgot it because it was in my back pocket because that's pretty much where it lives. But one of my Hanks, one of my Urban Woodsman Hanks, done by no other than Forrest Hanks. So yeah, this guy has been living in my pocket all freaking week. The green one with the gold stitching and the gold stitching on the black microfiber side just looks so good. It pops so nicely. I really like this one. Really like this one. So yeah, this has been in my back pocket all freaking week, and will be all through the weekend. And then maybe I'll switch back to the blue denim one, which is my other favorite one of these that out of the three that Forrest made me. Um, so that's all the knives that I own that are in my current collection that I would deem Halloween-esque knives. I do not have, I did not get, and I don't know how y'all feel, but it bothers me a little bit that Kaiser, as much as I like Kaiser, and as much as I love the Feeweed here, such a sick knife. It would be sweet if they made an XL version of this guy. They did like a 3.7, like 3 3/4 inch blade, you know, 4-inch handle. Hey, David Letterman! D. Letterman! What's up? Happy Halloween, brother. Yeah, so it'd be cool if they made the Feeweed in an XL version. I think a lot of people would really appreciate and go for that. Such a cool knife. I mean, and look at that unique back spacer. That's pretty cool too. Great back spacer. And then the way that these inlays are attached from the inside and giving that no that hardware except for the pivot a hardware free appearance. It's really cool. It's really cool. Um, it's super smart but simple and makes a lot of sense on how they did that. So if you haven't, there's videos out there. I haven't, but I took mine halfway apart just to see for myself how it worked, so that if they decide to sell, which they should sell just inlay pieces. Do they sell inlay pieces? I haven't looked in a while, but if they do, I need to look and see what other uh, pieces inlay uh, deals for the Feeweed that I could pick up and change it out. Just be able to matchy with other things would be cool. But it does bother me a little bit that Kaiser went with the whole commercially bullshitted buy because you're suckers on the Drop Bear and a couple of other of their popular models, all the Halloween themed handles on those things. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll pull it up on White Mountain Knives here. Presente. Yeah, I just feel like it's borderline for me in how I feel about it. It's like it's borderline insulting to me to throw those handle scales on there that are Halloween themed, um, like we're suckers. It's like almost insulting to my intelligence is how I feel about it. Maybe I should have pulled it up. Here we go. Make that big. Y'all can see that pretty good now. Yeah. Yeah, so these Halloween themed handles on a good number of their different knives. You know, that just, yeah, they kind of look cool, but come on, come on. I mean, are you gonna buy two or three of them? I mean, I do like this one, and I like the drop bear with the Warney-esque blade shape. Would you call that a Warney or a sheep's foot? What do they label it as on White Mountain Knives? Not that he's always correct on that because he's calling it a sheep's foot. It says right here, sheep's foot. Okay. I guess that's a sheep's foot because that's a curved uh, end to the blade there, down to the tip. But I do like this one. I mean that's classy. That's a cool. That's a nice clean look with the bats and the witch and the moon and everything. It says trick or treat on the blade. But still, rather gimmicky. I don't like them. I don't like them. The whole skeleton with the detached head on this one, on the hidden agenda fixed blade. Nah, stupid. Look at this. That's to me that's stupid. And then and then this one having just stitching on it like this zigzag stitching type pattern. I mean, is that? And then you throw. If you didn't have the trick or treat on the blade, would you even consider that Halloween themed? If it didn't have the trick or treat on the blade, would you know? Like in all seriousness, would you know? Would you even care? I don't like that. I don't like that. That bothers me. Not a lot, but it does bother me. Like I would expect Kaiser to have um, be a little more refined in what they put out. Because so many of their knives look very classy. So many of their designs look very clean and very classy. And to me, this ruins that. That's all. Like with the haunted house thing. Like what's up with that? On the piss handle. Yeah, gross. No, thank you. All right, I digress. We'll get away from that. I'm sorry. Went on a tangent. Hey, Ginger Fisher, what up? What up? What up? What up? Oh, Illuminati, did you get your knife? Let's show off. Let's show the good peoples what you got, what you won on last Friday's surprise random knife giveaway, which was not quite so random because I reached out to him like halfway, almost pretty much at the end, and then after we continued to chat on Instagram about, hey, what knife do you want? it's, I wanted to please the man. I wanted to make him happy. So he went with a concept, and what was the name of the knife? Oh, there's the Baba Yaga would have been a good Halloween carry, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it have? I forget what the name of the knife was. It was kind of an interesting design. It was not a brand. There it is, the Kosami, or Kosane. Is it the Kosane? How do you say that? If you say it how it's spelled, it's Ko like knocked out, and then same, the same knockout. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it was the black handled with the blue G10, right? It was this one. Oh, y'all can't see it because I haven't shared it. This one right here. There we go. Oh, they got little Halloween figures flying around, bat and some witches on their brooms. Yeah, 154 cm, black with the blue G10 inlays that kind of pop out with the milling there on the outer, and that's titanium, black washed titanium with blue G10 inlays, 154 cm, and thanks to uh, this did not happen entirely at full price on my dime. I was able to get a 50% off discount thanks to, shout out if he's still here, Eagle Scout EDC. He's got a discount code that is for him to share with only his most favorite people in the EDC community. No, I asked. He threw it my way, and I said thank you very much. So, I, with every intention, that is how I was willing to pull the trigger on the concept caveman, which is right here. The concept caveman. Woo-hoo. Love the caveman. It's such a beefy badass of a knife. Love the caveman. So he hooked me up. Eagle Scout EDC hooked me up with his discount so that I could grab this. And then I asked, I was like, hey, is it all right if I use it to purchase things for giveaways for future call winners for my channel? And he's like, yeah, go for it. We're pretty sure that that's what Concept intended for him to do with it, is be able to purchase things for giveaways and to try new knives for the channels. So yes, thank you, Eagle Scout EDC and Bluminati. Fucking deuces to that man for getting it right on the money last Friday. Right on the money with his guess. He guessed exactly the number. And so that's what he chose. That was in my budget abilities with that 50% off. But yeah, $112, $113 knife he was able to get. So yeah, it's a good score. Do you like it? Have you unboxed it and played with it yet, Illuminati? Oh, Ginger Fisher, he had CS Frenzy and a Freak. So what Freak did you have? Did you have the M4 Super Freak? Did you have this guy? Is this the one you carried? Or did you have the Mini Freak, which I also have? Okay, my bad for I haven't seen it yet. I didn't see it on Instagram yet. All right, there it is. There it is. Sweet. I'll watch the whole thing later. But cool. Rock on. Got a 3.38, almost 3.4 inch blade. Nice. That's a good sized knife. Yeah, that thing was pretty badass. Yeah, I'm gonna share it. That way y'all can see it in the video back. There it is. There it is. Yeah, that's a sweet looking knife. Oh, you out of here, man? All right, Eagle Scout. See you. Thank you again. Oh, you're gonna do a live tomorrow. All right, so Eagle Scout's doing a live tomorrow. Sounds good. Look at that. Look at that. That's a good looking concept. I mean, not that concept's not killing it, but yeah, sweet. Thanks for sharing. There you have it. So another sweet win. Good giveaway knife. Yeah. Thanks to Eagle Scout EDC and Concept for enabling me to do that for Illuminati, and more in the future. As long as I have that discount code and can use that discount code, then there will be more. There will be more in the future. Concept knives for my giveaways, because getting sweet concept knives for half off is one hell of a deal. I'm putting away all my all the ones that I dragged out. I gotta put them back away. Trying to remember where they go. How's y'all's organization skills with your EDC stuff? Do y'all like I have one of the Harbor Freight wooden the those wooden toolbox drawer thingies. And I've got two of them actually, and they're both not they're maxed out in the fact that I lay everything flat like this in the drawers rather than like this. Obviously, if I stacked them all like this, I could like really pack these things out. But for now, for now they all get to lay flat. But I am going to eventually get to the point where I might have to go vertical with them. So here's another EDC item that's new for me that I made that has been Boom Eyes like no organization. If you remember Beard of Doom, Beard of Doom, he used to his organization is disorganization. I think would be the best way to put it. This dude just has like knife drawers, and he opens them up, and you see it, and they're just thrown in there, just like thrown in there. It's just like dump piles of knives and knives and knives just dumped into the drawers. There's no organization. There's no lining things up. None of that. It's just dumped. Like in the minor OCD that I have, uh, says, "Oh no, you can't do that. You can't do that. We need to fix this." But no, that's the way that dude rocks. With his organization is disorganization. But I made a tool for my cigars. Let me grab my half-smoked cigar from this evening. So you have your cigar, right? And they sell, companies make and sell pokers, so that I like to use. I have one of the cutters. I have a cigar cutter right here. I do not like these. I don't care for using those. I very much prefer a punch, a hole punch. So it's just a little cylinder thing, and this punch blade comes out with a sharpened edge, and you simply press that into the mouth end of the cigar to create your hole and take off the cap that's at that end, the wrapper cap. So then they sell poker tools so that when you take your cap off and you light your cigar and you're drawing, you're drawing the the smoke through the cigar. If you feel like the cigar has been wrapped, you occasionally get a cigar that is wrapped really really tight. In some section of that cigar, it's wrapped a little too tight, and so you get a little bit of a more restricted draw. A lot of times, just taking a blade and and doing like a V cut. So you go in at an angle and then at another angle and doing a V cut on the head of it will increase your draw. But if the constriction is somewhere much further down, then that doesn't help the draw very much at all. So they make and sell little poker tools that you then stick into the center, and you work your way as far as you feel like you need to, and that creates that center separation, and that absolutely increases your draw. As I make a mess on my keyboard here. So I bought, I don't have it over here, I should have grabbed it, but I bought, Harbor Freight sells these little poker tools. They're dirt cheap. I forget what they're actually called. They're not called poker tools. Oh, I forget what they're called. They're usually, you find them right there at the registers. I'm looking at the Harbor Freight website right now. And then just recently, well, they were on their little dollar days, so I was able to pick up. And they're like in a pack of four. You get four of them, and one of them is straight like this. It's just a straight, and then the other three have some kind of like a little curly, cute thingy, fashioned at the tip of it or the tip of it. I don't know what they're called. If I type in Coke, does it come up? Nope. I forget what the name of these things are, but anyway, so they have like this orange little plastic handle on the end of it, and that just looks ugly and cheap because, well, I mean, they are cheap. I'll just look to see if I can find it. But But anyway, so I filed or sanded down like crazy. I actually stuck it on the wood weight for a little bit, and uh, brought down that plastic uh, to next to nothing, and then took it to the sander and just cleaned it up just a little bit more with the sander, and then added my own wood, and then this is just a little nylon washer that I put on there just as a little accent piece to show where the separation is, but then made a wooden sheath for it so that the poker goes into the sheath for it, and it's friction fitted and it's nice and tight, very nice friction fit. And so yeah, so now I have, and then this can go in a bag without worrying about it poking holes through the bag or into any fabric. And I've got a nice poker tool for increasing my draw on my cigar in a travel savvy way that doesn't damage anything. That's safe. Yeah, so it's just, this is basically what I've made is a cigar punch, but what Harbor Freight sells, again, it's got this thinner plastic handle on on the inside of it, but I forget what that tool is called. But instead of spending $5-6, I spent $1, less than $1, and and made my own, and made it to where it's got a sheath, a protective case for the tip, so the tip doesn't hurt anything when I throw this in a bag or carry it around or whatever. It's just a nice way to have that protected. But yeah, so I made that along with my other projects. I hate these things. Ugh, can't stand these. I don't know. I hang on to it because it's a backup. You know, if I ever hang out with somebody who smokes the cigars or wants to have one when I'm smoking, I at least offer them this if that's what their preference is. But my preference is the punch cutters. I like these. These are, to me, this is just a nicer way of doing it. Cigar aerator. Never big on cigars. Yeah, well, cigarettes are so disgusting. Hey, there's Mallory. Mallory, what's up, Dylan? How are you, buddy? I got the Forest the Forest V2 is right here, right here. Forest V2 salute to for Dylan Mallory coming into the chat. Yeah, boy, love this knife. Such an amazing design. I have video out on it. You might not like it so much because I did get rather nitpicky, mainly just with the clip. Yeah, I've got a small issue with the clip, but you know, can't can't have everything 100% perfect, right? But no, it's such a sweet knife. I am so grateful to have one. It's so cool. Such an awesome design, and the blue carbon fiber and the black blade. That's just a sick look. Love it, love it, love it. Awesome, brother. And what you're doing, dude, getting into making your own fixed blades, your own kitchen knives. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. I'm happy for you tackling that on and doing that for yourself. They, the designs you got going for those look pretty good. Pretty darn good. Yes, they do. He's showing those off in Maddie's live on Wednesday for a good little bit. Oh, you're absolutely, man. You're totally welcome. Again, just me being nitpicky. just being nitpicky. We all with engineering mindsets and in the earn for doing designs. uh, you know, whether it's your own fixed plate. Oh, I meant to stop that because it was still playing. But yeah, well, some of us like to get a little bit nitpicky, like with Aries um, and the Urban Wesser with my Wesser. I'm not gonna. I got the proto right here next to me, but the actual Wesser that I have is over on my nightstand. But yeah, so with this, Scott or Aries EDC and I talked about some micro adjustments, mainly in the handle dimensions, was where I wanted him to make some micro adjustments, literally by like a millimeter. I wanted him to just go a millimeter wider right here, uh, and then a millimeter wider in this dimension too. I just wanted him to go just a little bit thicker this way and just a little bit thicker right here in this center part. Uh, with the idea that by doing those changes that it would be just a little more filling in the hand for those with bigger hands. Uh, I mean the Western that he made me feels freaking amazing. The ergos are beautiful, but I'm trying to keep in mind that my hands are kind of right in the middle, if anything, just a hair under the middle as far as size goes. So there's plenty of people. Oh, I just froze. Why did I freeze? There we go. Um, So there's plenty of people with bigger hands than me, a little bit bigger to a lot of bigger, and I'm just trying to keep that in mind, especially with Sharif Manganis being the next person who's getting one of these. That and he's got bigger, meatier hands than I do, so I just wanted to have that in mind that if you increase the dimensions just by a whopping millimeter, it's crazy how that changes ergos for people with bigger hands. So that's all I was trying to get at with him. Just asking if he would make a small attempt of doing that. But again, if he can't or if it ends up not working out that way, I'm totally fine with it being this size, or well, the size of the one that he made. It's it's great either way. I'm just trying to keep in mind that my hand size is not everybody else's hand size, and there's always playing. It's a really tough game from a designer's point, and then a user's point of view, a consumer's point of view. What's closest to perfect. It's such a brutal game to play as a designer when you're also a consumer. And I'm sure Dylan agrees with me. I'm sure that most designers and makers would totally agree with me. It is a constant battle in our minds of dimensions. And apparently, I learned that Scott or Aries EDC um, internet keeps freezing. There we go. My internet is freezing me. I don't know if it's freezing me for you guys too. Oh, will you? Will you? You will be. on later tonight. Cool, good deal. I might be awake, I might not. I do have to work tomorrow morning. But yeah, so Scott or Aries EDC does not, in making his fixed blades, his EDC fixed blades as a custom maker, doing it by hand, he does not pay attention like me or so many others do on micro measurements. He doesn't care about that. He's got this, as he's discussed in a previous video. He has the shape of the blade. He's got his footprint of the full shape of the blade and handle, of the steel part of it, and then he just slaps on handle material and shapes away and goes off of whatever he likes with the feel of it. And so those micro measurements will not be the same for every single bloom or for every single spike, or whatever design he's got. So and I've got, and I guess he was telling me as nicely as possible, like, I'll keep it in mind, but you just got to accept that whatever it ends up being is what it ends up being. And I'm like, okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough. That's how he does things, and he does amazing work. And I am so grateful for the knives that he made for me, and taking on the Wesser when just like I couldn't give that man enough praise. And so I'm totally fine if that's his jam, that's the way he does things, and I very much respect that. Not everybody's going to be a measuring person that wants every one of a design to have the exact same dimensions. Because again, like, who was it that wanted one of his batches from, I think, from his September builds? Was it a September build, or what is an August build? I think it was a September build. Uh, Somebody wanted one of his designs with a much thicker handle, and Scott did not really care for the handle being that thick, but that's what the customer wanted, and Scott did his best to make that happen for said customer. So that's awesome that he is willing to do that, because not every custom maker, not every knife maker is willing. Uh, a lot of them are like, I'm going to make it the way I make it, and if you want it, you buy it. If you don't want it, then I'll sell it to somebody else. They're very firm, and Scott is definitely a person pleaser. He wants happy customers. And he doesn't necessarily rely on customer loyalty, but because he does things the way he does, he gets it. He gets it. We all love what he does, how he does it, and his transparency and everything. Like, I'm rambling now about how amazing Aries EDC is, and when you guys already know how amazing he is. And Dylan, Mallory, dude, you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. You will get there. Soon enough. You'll be shining like a bright star with whatever you choose to do with your fixed blade creations. I'm all for it. I am all for it. I may at some point, at some time in my life, like I'm ever going to be able to slow down. I won't ever be able to slow down, but I may at some point add that to my hobbies, along with all the other gazillion hobbies that I have. I would love to get into knife making myself. The meddling part is not so much my cup of tea. Like, I know I could do it. I just don't want to do it. I don't like working with metal so much. I like to work with wood. But yeah, so that's all I've got. Oh, before let's finish it off with a little bit more Halloween. What's everybody's favorite candy? Throw it up in the chats. What's everybody's favorite candy? Me personally, I've got two. I've got two favorites. For every Halloween, I tell the kids when you're going up to the door, up to people's houses, either a Twix or a Reese's. If they got Twix or Reese's, grab one for me. I love Reese's and Twix. Twix is the bomb. I love Twix. Yeah, and Bluminati's right there with me. He loves his Twix and Reese's too. Like there's something about chocolate, caramel, and peanut butter. And any combination of two or three of those put together, mm. Plain M&Ms, Neil. You don't like the nuts? You don't like a handful of nuts in your mouth? I'm just kidding. I did not mean to go there. Shut up, Urban. Ah, Reese's was the best when I ate at whatchamacallit. Twix Java. Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't like them very much. They were all right. I kind of my mindset on that was Twix is amazing exactly the way it is. Why mess with something that is beautiful exactly the way it is? Twix bars are mwah. Why do you need to change that in any way, shape, or form? Great with the Fuji apple. Is that was that a sober adventure or a non-sober discovery? Hmm. Sixlets. Sixlets? What are sixlets? Or were you trying to type Skittles? 300 flavors of Kit Kat in Japan? No. No way. Really? 300 flavors of Kit Kats? I don't like Kit Kat bars. I do not care for Kit Kats. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do Kit Kat bars. But I want to know the story behind the Fuji apple with the Twix. Why did that happen? We used to get them when I was a kid. Loved them, and not so much now. I don't even know what those are. I feel so ignorant. I gotta look that up. Oh, those things. I may have had those once or twice. Yeah, Smarties are better. Why would you round candy coated chocolate flavored candy by Oak Leaf Confections and chocolate based on Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They're still out there.
Riley's asleep.
Is he? He's out.
He is out.
We did so much freaking walking tonight between two neighborhoods. Yeah, basically pre-Eminem. They still make them, but they make them. They're a Canadian thing. They're Canada's version of an M&M, I suppose.
He still got nice clothes.
He took a shower.
He just has them around
And,
his eyes.
and scrubbed pretty good.
It's just around his eyes.
Okay. Well, all right. Let's. It's almost 11 o'clock here, so let's call it a night so that y'all can do bathroom break, get some six lits if you got them, and get ready for the late night with said faction. And maybe I'll see y'all over there. Maybe I won't. But cheers. Happy Halloween. Y'all stay safe. Much loves. Have a good weekend. I'm working for the next 3 days straight. And I'll catch y'all later. Oh, peace.